Hey guys, how's it going? It is meal plan time again. Hopefully you watched yesterday's grocery haul video and you got to see honestly how small it was this week, that we stayed less than half of our normal budget for the week. There just wasn't that much we needed to get. Some stuff in the meal plan plays into that, so I'll get to all that really quick. I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna keep this video fairly short. I had an allergic reaction earlier today to a while back I'd bought this Daiya pizza. It's a cheese alternative and it was safe in every way. Something in it I'm allergic to. So yeah, I took my nice Benadryl induced nap earlier and yeah, but my throat's a little scratchy and stuff, so we're just gonna get through this so I can show you guys, because I don't want to miss out on the meal plan, because that's still a big part of what we do. Okay, so really quick, running through this last week and everything we did. Obviously, basil pesto still did not happen because I'm not giving up. It is on the meal plan again this week. There's a spoiler for you. I want it, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know that we had a massive hailstorm that came through that did a lot of damage to not just our van that I showed pictures of, but to our house. Found out today that we actually have holes in our roof, courtesy of a couple of really good sized hailstones. But that also means it obliterated my garden, which includes the basil I was growing. So I don't know if I'm meant to have basil pesto this year. Anyhow, okay, so the top thing, the red beans and rice with meat, that did not get made. It's all freezer and pantry foods. So it was one of those things that got pushed down the list. We had hamburgers and brats with quinoa and bacon because we had company. Now, we did have that. That is one of those meals. We actually had far more leftovers than I anticipated. And so it actually took the place of a couple other meals. In fact, that's what happened a lot this week, was the foods that had leftovers. There was just more leftovers than I had originally anticipated. So yeah, they just kind of work out that way. Okay, so chicken bites. Those, I had bought 2 bags. We only ended up using 1. So we ended up having more of that. The salsa verde chicken, this is all pantry and freezer foods. So it got pushed on the list because we had to get the chicken fajitas made because those peppers were going to start going bad. We did not have the hot dogs with tots. However, our teenagers did end up making macaroni and cheese with hot dogs and griddle cakes. So just change that up a little bit. The ramen with chicken and veggies, you see that's crossed off the same way the basil pesto is. That's because I plan on using those chickens that we cook in the Instant Pot, but everybody ate it before I had a chance to make the ramen with it. So we didn't have the ingredients by the time I got to it. So that worked. The Al Pastor, tons of leftovers because not everybody was home when I made it. So we ate that for several days too. So moving on to next week, or to the next week, to this week, really. All right, we have got this started here. I do have a couple things written down already for next week as I try to plan ahead, and I need to get a little bit better with it. It helps me to keep things in check too, so that I'm not getting too involved or too simple in any one week. Okay, so that red beans and meat got moved to this week because we really do want to have it. One of our girls has been asking for it. She knows we've got the boxes of red bean and rice mix in the cupboard. I guess that should say red beans and rice. The salsa verde chicken, same thing. I want that, so we just moved it down a week. Tater tot casserole, since the hot dogs and tater tots got switched up a little bit, we still have all the tater tots to use. I know a lot of the kids like the tater tot casserole, and that should have some leftovers, so we're going to go with that. I expect plenty of leftovers from the salsa verde chicken. It's going to be hit or miss on the red beans and rice. That mini roast, several weeks back, I said that I had found one in the freezer and I never actually got around to making it. So that is going to be included because there's a couple of meals in here that Sean and I cannot eat. So I've got that included to make one night. We'll share with any of the kids that want to have it. Otherwise, they'll have leftovers. Grilled cheese, keeping it simple. Chicken bites. The chicken bites is simply because we bought 2 bags and then only ended up using 1 because of who was and wasn't eating it. Last thing there is the basil pesto. I'm going to remain hopeful. As of right now, we still don't have the basil. So I really should just cross that off. I do not have it written on next week. So at this point, If we don't come up with it this week at some point, I'm just going to quit putting it on there until I can go to the store and get it. Now, with that said, because of my immune deficiency, I was getting to where I was liking going to a Walmart that's a little bit farther away. I could do a little bit of the shopping here and there, and was feeling like we were getting into a nice little groove with all of that. And then all of a sudden our numbers started spiking. Very likely due to the high amount of tourist traffic in our area, but there's no way to prove that. I don't know. Anyhow, so we're back to Sean doing 100% of the grocery shopping for the time being. Gonna give it a few weeks and see what the numbers and trends kind of do with that and go from there. So that's what we will be having this next week. Pretty simple. I do only have 6 primary expected meals. I have 1 hopeful meal. That is because I expect more of the leftovers and stuff, and I've been carrying more and more stuff over lately, so I'm gonna have to find a little bit more balance there and get all of that figured out. So there it is, guys. That's our meal plan for this week and how last week's worked out. Also explaining why, you know, we had a lot of food last week. Some of that is carried over. The leftovers have carried over, and why our budget is, we were able to stay so far under budget this week. So, you know, everything works out the way it's supposed to. Anyhow, my throat's getting really scratchy from doing this talking, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign off here. I hope that you guys are having a blessed day. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss everything else coming up next. And I'll see you in the next one.